The campfires of the Kaurava army flickered in the wind like desperate prayers. Dawn had not yet broken, but the air was already heavy with the scent of fear and strategy. Soldiers sharpened their blades, murmured mantras, and glanced toward the massive tent at the heart of the camp, the one where Bhishma rested. Inside, Bhishma sat in silent meditation, armored but serene. The old warrior, the pillar of Hastinapur, was ready to face death, yet not eager to meet it. Duryodhana entered quietly, removing his helm. His steps were hesitant, a rare vulnerability on a battlefield. "Grandsire," he said, voice low, "are you prepared?" Bhishma opened his eyes and gave a faint smile. "I was prepared the day I took the vow to serve Hastinapur." Duryodhana, this war is but another step on that path. Duryodhana looked down, his fingers trembled. "There is concern," he muttered, "about Sikhandi." Bhishma's smile faded. "Ah," he said, "that old wound. You will not fight him," Duryodhana said, more as a statement than a question. "No," Bhishma said firmly. "A vow is a vow. I will not raise a weapon against one who was born a woman, who once was not a man." Duryodhana paced the tent. "Then you are vulnerable, exposed. What if they use him to break you?" Bhishma remained silent. "I want you protected," Duryodhana declared suddenly, "at all cost." Bhishma looked up, his eyes ancient and clear. "Even the strongest must fall one day, my prince. But not today," Duryodhana said, walking out into the cold wind. The sun crept over Kurukshetra, casting long shadows across the camps. Duryodhana summoned his key generals, Ashwathama, Kripa, Kritavarma, Shalya, and others. The air inside the war tent crackled with tension. "I will speak only once," Duryodhana said, eyes scanning the faces of his warriors. "Bhishma must be protected, not just honored, protected." "But grandsire is the fiercest among us," Shalya said, confused. "He does not need." "He does," Duryodhana snapped. "They have a weapon against him, a silent, strange one, Sikhandi." Murmurs swept through the tent. "Do not underestimate what the Pandavas know," Duryodhana warned. "They will use every weakness they can. If Sikhandi comes near Bhishma, grandsire will not strike. He has sworn it. That makes him a target." Ashwathama nodded slowly. "Then we place our archers around him, line his flanks with chariots, shield him from Sikhandi." "Exactly," Duryodhana said. "Form a human wall if you must. Bhishma is the heart of this army. If he falls, we fall." "But what of Arjuna?" Kripa asked softly. "He drives with Krishna. If Sikhandi distracts Bhishma and Arjuna strikes." Duryodhana's jaw tightened. "Then we will drown in our own pride. Do not let that happen." The warriors dispersed, minds racing, hearts heavy. They had their orders. Now it was war. The battlefield roared to life like a beast awakened. Chariots thundered, horses screamed, conch shells tore through the morning sky. The Kaurava army surged forward, and Bhishma led them, his banner flying high. He was a god among men. His arrows rained fire. His sword cut through steel like paper. Wherever he moved, death followed. Duryodhana stayed back, overseeing formations. His eyes locked on Bhishma. Around the grand commander, a ring of warriors moved like shadows, silent protectors, alert for any sign of Sikhandi. Across the field, Krishna drove Arjuna's chariot with calm precision. Arjuna's eyes, however, were fixed not on Bhishma but on Sikhandi, who stood behind him, holding a bow with trembling hands. "Are you ready?" Arjuna asked quietly. Sikhandi did not reply. He simply nodded. Then they moved. Bhishma saw them coming. His hands faltered. For a moment his arrows slowed. Duryodhana noticed it instantly. "Move! Block them!" Ashwathama's chariot raced across the line, cutting between Sikhandi and Bhishma. Arrows clashed. Spears flew. The battlefield turned chaotic. Bhishma paused, lowering his bow. His face held a strange expression, grief, maybe, or shame. Duryodhana cursed under his breath. This wasn't just war anymore. It was a trap. That night, the Kaurava camp was restless. The stars shone bright, indifferent to the lives below. Duryodhana sat beside Bhishma's tent once more, staring into the fire. Bhishma emerged slowly, wearing a robe instead of armor. They tried, Duryodhana said, without looking up. They almost reached you. Bhishma sat beside him. They will try again. Then let me station more guards, 10, 20, 100. Bhishma chuckled softly. And turn me into a prisoner on the battlefield? I'd rather you caged than killed. Duryodhana snapped. You're all we have, grandsire. You have much more than me, Bhishma replied. But you choose not to see it. Duryodhana's voice lowered. You could end this, you alone. I could, Bhishma said, but not without breaking my vow. And what is one vow against an empire? Bhishma's eyes darkened. A man without a vow is no man at all. You may wear a crown, Duryodhana, but without dharma, you wear nothing. Silence fell between them, long and heavy. Finally, Duryodhana whispered, Then we will shield your vow with our lives. Bhishma said nothing, but something like sorrow flickered in his ancient eyes. On the sixth day of battle, it happened again. Sikhandi was at the front. His chariot moved like a whisper directly toward Bhishma's body. And Bhishma, true to his word, stood still. Cover him, Duryodhana shouted. Ashwathama, Shalya, and Kritavarma surged ahead. Arrows blazed, chariots locked, but Sikhandi would not stop. Behind him, Arjuna drew his bow. A rain of arrows descended on Bhishma's position, and though he deflected most with inhuman skill, a few pierced his armor. Duryodhana watched in horror. Move the flank, push them back, get Sikhandi away. Too late. Sikhandi's chariot slid to a halt just yards from Bhishma. The grand old warrior lowered his bow once more. He would not fight. He would not break his vow. And in that moment, Arjuna released the arrow that struck Bhishma in the chest. The old warrior staggered. The Kaurava army froze, and Duryodhana felt the world tilt beneath him. Bhishma did not fall to the earth. He chose his bed of arrows. As his body descended slowly onto the battlefield, pierced and upheld by countless shafts, a strange silence blanketed Kurukshetra. Duryodhana ran toward him, pushing aside guards and soldiers. No, no, grandsire! Bhishma smiled faintly, blood on his lips. It was bound to happen. We failed you, Duryodhana cried. We tried. You protected me, Bhishma said. But fate does not answer to armor. It answers to truth. I need you, Duryodhana sobbed. We are not ready. I am not ready. Bhishma's hand reached up and touched Duryodhana's cheek. You never were, but that is not your fault. He coughed, his voice growing fainter. I did my duty. You must do yours. Protect your men. Fight with honor. Let not my fall become your end. Then his eyes drifted skyward. Duryodhana collapsed to his knees, head bowed, tears falling onto blood-stained earth. Around him, the Kaurava soldiers stood still, as if the very soul of their army had ascended. The shield was gone. Now only war remained.